Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Okay, let me see. Hi, guys. Can you hear me? Chat. Oh, it's still ongoing. Okay. Right. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Uh-huh. Okay, let me see. Okay, yes, I'm seeing you guys. Hi. Okay, now it's good. It's kind of slow, isn't it? Okay, hello everyone. Hello from wherever you where, hello from Malaysia, wherever you are right now. Okay, taking time to respond. Okay, guys. Hi. Up. Okay, so there are a few streamings going on right now. There's one in Facebook, Instagram. So for those who are watching from Instagram, hello. Those who are watching from Facebook, and those who are watching from YouTube. Okay, so hello from Malaysia here. Okay, very quickly, I'm just going to start. Before that, I need to. Hello. Hi, Wanzi. Hi, Jen. Long time no see. So tonight, it's going to be an interesting night. Good evening. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the rat, right? Today we're going to be talking about the rat, guys. Okay, hi. Okay, right. Could you imagine like it's already, hello, Amelia. Okay, nice. I'm seeing everyone here. Right, so very quickly, everyone, even if you are watching the replay, I'm multitasking between courses. I hope everything is well in Hong Kong, Jen. And we wish that you can come back soon to join our session. We've been doing so much since you left. Okay. All right. So today, we're gonna let me put up my screen. All right. Okay. Here. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, so today we're gonna be doing something very interesting. Okay, we're gonna be doing something very interesting for the year, which is the rat. So I believe many of you guys are here because you possibly have a rat somewhere in your birth chart. So that's interesting, and I think, and the reason why am I doing the rat today? Like how usually we actually vote for which one to talk about. So today is the fifth animal sign, right? We're almost halfway there. And today we picked the rat without any votes is because this month, December month, is the month of the rat. And if your birthday is within this month, congratulations, you have a rat. Okay. So yesterday was a rat day. It's a 人子 day. Okay. So yes. Right. Anyway, that aside, I'm very quickly, I'm just gonna go through like, oh, where's the slides? Okay, let me put up the slides. Okay, let me put this up. So you guys may see me like moving my head up and down like this because I'm looking at two screens and my camera is here. I'm going to try my very best to actually stare at the camera and look at the comments at the same time. So let me shut this down so that I can see myself. All right, cool. Okay, so today, just let me, oh, this is a bit challenging for now. Okay, so let me put this up. Okay, good. So now, I got no introductory slide. I forgot about that. Okay. Anyway, guys, if you are here watching the replay for the first time, watching this mainly at the YouTube, I want to just give you a brief introduction about myself. My name is Esther, and I'm from EC Metaphysics Holistic. And what we do here is we teach people, we guide people to empower themselves, find peace, work on themselves internally, and strategize your plans to help you become a better person each day using tools like metaphysics and holistic health. Okay, so basically that's about me. You can watch back onto like my other videos at the YouTube for other animal science. Today we're just talking about the rat. Okay, so if you have any other animal science, feel free to watch the other YouTube. And yes, we're going to be completing the whole cycle before the new year. Okay, so very quickly, let's go. So basically, how do you know you have a rat in your birth chart? How do you know that? Simple. If you are born in a year of this 1960, 1972, 1984, 1996, 2008, 2020, basically you have a rat in your year pillar. And if you're born in the month of December and a time between 11 p.m. until 1 a.m., you are considered like part of this rat family. You have a rat in one of your four pillars. Now you have to plot the whole chart. Okay, and there's a lovely free plotter nowadays. All you need to do is key in your birthday. You have to plot the whole chart in order for you to see the day, right? Because the day is based on configuration of the year, month, and hour. Okay. Right. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay, new commands. All right, cool. So now, let me start with this one. Okay, so this one. So today it's extremely. Now I'm just gonna put myself nearer. Okay, today is gonna be extremely interesting because and this month itself, I'm just gonna touch a little bit of this month also. Yeah, so it's gonna be quite interesting. Is because this month itself is the rat month, and next year the rat, it's a big clash with the horse. So basically next year, because it's a horse year, so it is a clash with the horse. And why is it a clash? Because the horse is the fire and the rat is the water. So together, when they come together like this, it's a clash of fire and water. And that is also the reason why, a little bit of side topic, okay, that this month, December month, whoever who have the rat in their birth chart, right, you also want to start monitoring something, right? Because the horse energy is actually here. The 2026 energy is already here. So technically, the December month itself already have a certain impact on you right now, because it's the first and the very initial part of the red energy is already starting. Okay, so that's why this is very important. Now, despite or whatever I'm gonna talk about, that is the auxiliary stars, you have to understand that the red is already having a clash. And whenever a clash happens, what does it mean? Doesn't matter what stars you have, it means a clash. A clash means there are a lot of changes. Okay, because red is the fire, red is the water, horse is the fire, right? So together they will just create a clash. So just be aware that there will be a lot of changes that is going to happen to you if you have the red in your birth chart. Okay, now generally people don't like clash because classically they told us that. Okay, but sometimes clash doesn't mean bad, yeah. Okay, because sometimes our life we do need a little bit of shaking up, and I can tell you why. And for those who have joined my session last year, I've already warned those people who have the red to make the best out of 2025, because 2026 is a year of test. It's a year of a lot of lessons, because when 2025 you're given a lot of great stuff, 2026 is where, okay, now you have a lot of great things. Now I'm going to throw some challenges to you and see how well you can actually take it. So it's that kind of year, and just be aware right now, if you have the red in your Bazi chart, take note of the changes. Okay, so whatever I'm going to be presenting and whatever I'm going to be sharing, maybe you may already have some little bit here and there. Okay, so I am also saying that if you have a red, maybe in your luck pillar, because some people was just asking, yes, it's possible. Okay, so yes, as long as you have the red, yes, it's already there. Okay, just pay attention to it, and the keyword is a lot of changes. Okay, now let's begin by first understanding what kind of changes are we expecting. So, to truly understand what 2026 horse year is for the red for you guys, we first need to look back in 2025. So, like I said earlier on, 2025 for the red is an amazing, amazing year. Okay. In fact, not just 2025, 2024 as well is a very, very good year for the red consecutively for 2 years. And that 2 years itself was like a great leap for those who have the red in their Bazi chart. So in 2025, as you can see in the stars in here, okay, let me put up the laser pen. Okay, so you can see the stars in here, right? You can see all the stars in here. Oh, you guys are not seeing my pen? Okay, I hope you can see my pen, right? Okay, you can see my pen. So the stars in here, you can see that there's a lot of great stars in 2025, and there's very little red color stars. So the red color generally is not that great, but the green color is very good. So this is 2025. Okay, and as you can see, right, 2025, the red is like, wow, very nice. It's given all the nice things, and it's kind of like the best ones of the year, right? So in a way, you can see there's the Emperor Star, there's the Dragon Virtue, Heavenly Horse, Rest God. So if you put all this together, it's a year whereby the red can actually climb up the stairs, or maybe it's a symbol of leadership, authority. It's a time to establish your empire. It's a great time. If you really do well, you can really boost up your career and business achievements. So I know quite a number of people who are my friends and also my clients. They really, really like squeeze out the red for the past 2 years, and now they are in a different level compared to the 2 years that I actually know them. Okay, so this is really great. And then even the Rest God and Sky Noble, it's a good star for personal growth and personal health. So it's great, and just a little bit of negative stars, which is very irrelevant at this point if you have so many good stars. But now looking into the transition of 2026, if you realize 2026, you only got these three green stars. Three green stars. Yeah, three green stars. And these three green stars here, it's only three. Right? It's only three, right? And there's a lot of red color ones here. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of the understanding the red color one first, because the red color one is a lot. So if we just like combine them down together, I'm not going to go one by one now because there's really a lot. The red's negative stars represents the challenges. Just remember, it is not the outcome, but the challenges. Because if you overcome the challenges, it'll be a great outcome. But if you just look at it together, it tells us a few similar things. Number one, instability. Now, it's very unstable. So instability, you can look at it at the year breaker. Year breaker means it's the clash. Every time there's a clash, it's a very unstable calamity sha and obstacle, meaning to say there's a lot of disharmony, there's a lot of obstacle, literally, right? And very unexpected issue, meaning to say if you plan to go this way, it may not flow smoothly. So that's the thing. Now the second one would be combination of everything. You look, there is great consumer, sky sadness, ayo, together that two is like emotional and also losing a lot of money. So it's like, oh, could you imagine emotional and spending money kind of situation? So yeah, financial loss and also material loss and also probably some emotional distress. So all these things as well is at the red. Then we look at the few last one, which is like sky cry, Prison, sky cry literally means like you are emotional, you like to cry, you feel very sad. Prison is feeling trapped. Uh, and flying blade particularly, it's more like conflicts and accidents and disputes and gossips, you know. So if you put it all together, yeah, basically the rat has a lot of challenges to face. But I would say one thing, not to worry, okay, because you still got positive stars to use. And the good news is if you actually did very well in 2025 and 2024, because 2024, 2025, you have taken the power and you have done your job. I would say these little things are just here to shake things up a little bit for you. Okay, so it should be okay, right? Already spending money this month. I will say it's all right lah. If you are spending some money, but you're spending the money in the right place, it's okay, right? Okay, it's okay. Money spent. I can tell you, like every time you get like the less consumer or great consumer, you better don't hold your money. If you hold your money, you don't control where your money go. You might as well spend first, and then at least you can control where the money goes. Okay, so good for you if you're spending money. So just look at the positive stars though. So we talk about the negative stars. Let's look at the positive star. The positive star is quite okay. I wouldn't say it's the best one, but I can also say it is not the worst one, right? Because there are some years whereby the clash animal sign, they come with very weak positive stars. That one is not that great. I would say this one is still okay-ish, still usable. Okay, still usable, but usable and quite good in a different context lah. I mean, in terms of a business and career wise, it's still quite okay, but for personal may not be that great. So yeah, I think it's okay still. But let's go into just understanding the stars, which is like the monthly emptiness. So monthly emptiness is, can you imagine? Money emptiness. Month emptiness is like emptying something. So it's like a DE, you know, DE, death and emptiness, right? So it's like emptying something. Sometimes emptying something is actually not that bad, yeah. And here in classics, it's actually fall under a positive stars, because when you empty something, it's like you trying to empty your cup, you trying to take that step back, you trying to ground yourself, because you empty the cup, you take a step back and you reflect into that situation. As a conclusion, you get more clarity, right? So DE's effect, basically death and emptiness effect, but it comes in a very positive way because you are able to see things clearer because you take the step back. Okay, so you do have that star to actually support you within the year, right? Put it that way. Could you imagine if it's like a very unstable year? And then now you have the capacity or you have the capability to, like, you know what, let's take a step back. Isn't that great? It's still okay, yeah, because sometimes when it's a very unstable year, you probably just, you know, go with it and fight with it. Sometimes whenever it's a very unstable year, we probably like to be accompanied with stars that are a little bit gentle. Okay, we don't want to use aggressive to deal with another, a positive aggressive and a negative aggressive stars. They are not very favorable in terms of, you know, matching. Okay, so I think it's pretty great. The next one is called the Imperial Advisor. So Imperial Advisor, it represents, well, what it means is like an advisor. So this is quite good in terms of career lah, I would say, because Imperial Advisor is like somebody is there to advise you. Some professional assistant, someone expert in your field is there to guide you effectively. So I think it's also pretty great. Now, Tin Fu, the sky fortune, okay, it represents certain form of blessings, certain form of harmonious environment. So I think it's also great. Yeah, which is still okay-ish. It's also another form of support and another form of noble man, noble situation, right? So you got a lot of assistance basically. So in a way, it's not that bad. At least you have 3 stars. I think it's doable. Of course, if you do not have the right mindset to deal with the challenges, any good stars will also be useless. Okay, this is the truth here, I would say, because sometimes it's not because you have a lot of negative stars, then you will have a bad year. Sometimes it's because you have the wrong mindset and you use the stars in a different way. It will end up not great at the end of the day. So the key is to have the right mindset to deal with the year. Because I can tell you one thing, every year the stars will change. Every year, everyone will have their turn of positive and negative stars. Okay, so it trains our capability to use what is there for us. So yeah, basically you need to have the right mindset. So that is for the red. Very important to have the right mindset. If not, you already lose before you can even fight. Okay, what you want to do now is to win even before you go into the war. Very, very important. Okay, so now let's go deeper into every pillar. Okay, so basically, if you even have the red, right, the red may fall in the year, month, day, and hour, either one. And because each pillar they represent different context, they represent different area. So even when these positive and negative stars, even if they fall into a specific pillar, the insight will be a little bit different, because depending on where the stars actually manifest, it will create a different outcome or experience for you. And when it creates a different experience, you too will need to play out different strategy. Okay, so let's begin with the negative, with the positive stars, but in the year pillar first. We're going to go from year, month, day, and hour. All right, so guys, if you are already watching this, again, don't forget to please engage a little bit. Yeah, meaning either type something, say hello, tell me how you feel. Are you depressed right now, or are you excited for the year? Or press some emojis or whatsoever. Because if you really like what we are doing here, I need you guys to engage so that you will be able to get our notification. All right. Otherwise, Meta doesn't help us anymore. Okay. Right. So now let's begin when the red actually falls in the year pillar. So the year pillar, again, guys, I would repeat this 100 times and probably another 200 times. The year pillar is the least for you to be worried about. All right. If you have a rat in the year pillar, I would say it's okay. Right? It's okay, because it's the furthest from us, because we are actually at the day. So I'll be more concerned if it falls under the month, day, and hour. But the year pillar, even I'm going to explain to you what you will expect. The year pillar, it's a bit too far from you. It's like what's going to happen around you, but it's not on you. If you are nosy, probably it will come to you, but generally it's just the external pillar, right? So let's first look at the power of monthly emptiness, right? So yeah, by the way, even if you have this power in the year, probably it's not that useful, like, you get me. It's okay, honestly, but I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. Okay, the most important is the month, day, and hour, right? And the most important for me, which of course, my priority is in terms of career, and the self would be the day and the month. So these two, you guys need to watch out. Okay, so now the power of pausing, I would say the power of pausing, right? So what does it mean by having the red in a year when you have a month emptiness at play? The star itself is like your internal shield for external drama. Isn't that nice? Meaning to say, right, when there's so many dramas out there, which you will experience that because you have like the clash, right? So the clash actually means that there's a lot of changes around you, which I'm later going to share. Just know that there's a lot of changes going on. Okay. So when you have that, the month emptiness is actually pretty good, because you are like immune to that situation because it's empty. Okay, so even if you are facing certain changes or disruptions at your social circle, or maybe your industry, that will look like they are running everywhere, you know, this is a great power lah, because you know what, you will have the tendency to actually just empty yourself, maybe take a step back, reflect, and just relax and chill about the situation. So it's actually quite good, right? So how would you want to consciously use this? If you actually want to use it, it's to be conscious that whatever that is happening around you, despite the instability, and you will see a lot of conflicts and stressful situation, just know that you can actually take a step back. You don't have to be too worried about it. Okay, because likely, and most likely it will happen. It you won't feel too much about it. Okay, you won't feel too much about it. You will just say, okay, that's that. Okay, now I take a step back. Let's not get into the drama. Isn't that great? Right, because you don't want to get into drama. Okay, don't get drama. Okay, so the next one is imperial advisor. So imperial advisor, I think this is more useful in terms of if you do want to get something done, because imperial advisor at the year pillar means that you are supported with powerful noblemen or people who knows something that you don't know, you need support from. Probably you can find them around your network. Probably these people is someone who can help you to get through certain things. Okay. Yeah, I think it's really, really useful having imperial advisor. Maybe it's also a good sign, for you, if you actually want to connect to people who is at the higher end, or people who can teach you certain things that you don't know. I think this is pretty great. Okay. So yeah, you can actually use it in a way that be proactive. Yeah, be proactive. Network, ask questions, because people can only advise you if you start asking questions. If you don't ask questions, probably people don't answer you. It's also possible. Okay. So yes, so sometimes just be more aware, because it's outside the year. Sometimes it may not be that clear. So just be more aware, like, who are these people? Okay, who be able to help you. Now, the last one is Sky Fortune. So Sky Fortune is again about noblemen as well. But besides that, it also is like a power whereby it gives you very good image. Uh, also very good harmonious environment. So it's a very blessed energy. It's a very very nice feeling around you. Okay. So despite the instability, right? Sometimes you have all these very gentle and soft stars. It's okay. Okay, it's okay. I wouldn't say not to not don't need to be too worried about the instability and stuff, but just always remember that you have these three to come back to. Okay, three. And I know it may not seem like it's a lot, okay, but you can, the good news, if you don't have many, right, you can actually focus. Guys, do you agree with me? If you don't have many, you can actually focus. Like some stars, they got so many positive things, they don't know which one to focus. Sometimes when you focus, when you have so many, you cannot focus. At the end of the day, you don't know what to choose. Okay, so when you have very little options, all you need to do is just focus, and then probably you will do better because you are able to focus. Okay, so great news. So that's how we want to shift perspective. So the next one, let's look at the negative stars. Now, the negative stars at the year pillar, I would say it's, again, repeat the same thing. It's generally not an issue if you are not attracted to drama. But I know there are some people who likes drama. So even if the red is there in the very far, but if generally, if you know someone who has this and they like drama, or generally they are attracted to drama, they want to initiate the drama. And could you imagine if you have a red somewhere in the year and you have maybe a horse in your month? Yeah, that is drama. So maybe this will be quite impactful. Okay, more impactful. But just remember one thing: having it in the year with all the combination of the few, right? The clash again refers to instability. Now, the clash is what? The year breaker, right? So sudden changes, very unstable, instability and disruptions in your social circle, or maybe industry as well. So this could relate to your job as well, but it's a further end of your job, which is your industry, not at your office yet. Okay, could also means there will be a shift in terms of your environment, your network. Okay, so possibly I don't know, it could, depending on what's in the pillar, it could be a lot of things, right? It could be a lot of things, and that is very different for everyone. But just expect environmental changes. Now, the thing is, if you are not, you don't like changes, or you are very attached to your previous environment, and if you're very comfortable with your old environment, existing environment, I think this could be an issue. Because whenever there's disruptions in our environment and you're so attached and comfortable to it, now this kind of clash, even though it's at the year, it will create issue because you don't like comfortable, you don't like changes. Okay, so that's going to be an issue. Right now, I would say changes is only very short. The changes only happen then, but how we deal with it, how you deal with the changes, it will escalate and it will grow bigger depending on how you respond to it. Otherwise, most of the time, clash is actually a very simple solution to deal with. Clash is clash among all the interactions. If you're a part of students, right, or if you're not, even you can listen to this. Clash is the easiest interaction to deal with. Yeah, because it is usually the one moment thing that choop, happen, pop, that's it. It's like an accident, pop, that's it. But how we respond to the accident, that matters. So if you are aware of yourself, you know what not to do, don't react, respond appropriately, it should be fine. Okay. Now, yeah, calamity Shah. Calamity Shah is actually having calamity literally and obstacles. Whatever you plan, okay, will not go as it is, okay, around you. All right. So there's a lot of drama, basically. So as a consequence, a lot of drama means you also can listen to a lot of problems. Okay, you will experience, see other people having a lot of problems. Now, next one is great consumer, meaning to say spending money, sky cry, sky sadness, and the prison. Now, together, all these things is like together. I would say probably having it in the net, having it in the year pillar. Great consumer probably could mean spending money related to social obligations, possibly, or sky cry, and sky cry is literally sadness, right? And sky sadness is there as well. It's emotionally very low. Okay, probably you easily get affected by your surrounding. Probably people around you itself, they are very emotional and very emo. All right, so that itself could lead to you as well. So probably you want to be more aware of how your external is going to affect you, and maybe with the prison is about feeling trapped and restricted. Maybe having the year pillar, you may feel very trapped or restricted by the commitments in your social life or by your network, the kind of expectations as well. So you feel trapped by whatever they are doing. It's like a pressure cooker like that. Okay. So probably this could feel as well. So being in the environment, you feel very trapped. Okay. Now, that is one thing. Then the last one is flying blade lah. Flying blade is a bit is quite an aggressive star, I would say. So do anticipate certain form of conflict, gossip, disputes, okay, and arguments in your social network as well. Okay, so this one, I would say you got to be a bit more careful, because if you react and respond to it, even though it has nothing to do with you, it can really affect you directly. Okay, so again, having in the year pillar, you just don't want to get too involved into the situation, because having the year pillar, generally you can see it happening first. It doesn't come to you directly unless you get yourself involved consciously. Okay, you are in control in many ways. All right, because it's at the year pillar. Now, for those who are asking, in here, you're saying that what if I have a horse in the Bazi chart, right? Yes. The horse in the Bazi chart together with the red in the bouncer chart, it does intensify the situation. So whatever that I'm describing, the difference is the things all will come. The difference, if you have a horse in your barter chart, meaning to say you have an existing clash on top of the year clash, it intensify all the things that I'm describing. Intensify. So it doesn't change much, but it intensify. So whenever it intensify, it means that probably when you are not so sensitive with certain things, but because it intensify, now it touch your nerve. So you get more reactive to it. Okay? Right? So that's about it at the end of the day. It's just like, is it like high power or low power? Okay, so the key is again, you be in control with your own reaction, then it's okay. Now let's move on into the month pillar. So who has it in the month pillar? Anyone? Just let me know in the chat box. If you have the month, you have the month pillar red. Okay, so this is where I would be a little bit more concerned. But let me just start off with the negative one first. Okay, let me start off with the negative one first, and then the positive one may look like it's a brilliant solution. Okay, because a lot of times, right, without us knowing that we can actually use all the positive stars to actually help the negative stars. Yeah, by the way. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with the negative one first, and then we'll go to the positive one, so you guys would know better, right? So let's look at the red and the month pillar with the negative stars. Because there's too many, I want to condense it to a few. So unstable. Okay, so this is the repeated keyword that I'm using. Yeah, if you notice that, not stable, instability. Why? Changes, because again, it's at the month pillar. Okay, so this year breaker. Okay, year breaker, right? Calamity Shah, obstacle, prison, right? So all these things are already coming out with a lot of instability. Okay, instability. Now the funny thing is, over the weekend when I had a consult with a client, all these things already happened without me even telling her. She already started telling me that possible this and that. Then I was like, okay, no wonder you have a big rat at your month. Okay, so yeah, so most likely, you might already see something happening right now, right? If it's very unstable, something new project may appear, and the new project, maybe you know that, okay, it's a very unstable project, very tricky project to deal with. There are already like few cases that I've seen in my 2026 consults. So let's narrow it down. The month represents the career path, or maybe if you're in a business, it does represent your business as well. Okay, so in terms of career business, again, it's going to be very unstable, because typically every time when you have a clash in your month pillar with the year, it is a very unstable year in your career. Now guys, I've been through a heaven and earth clash in the month 2024, right? I can tell you and share with you, it's okay. It's really not. It's challenging, yes, but I think if you get yourself prepped enough, I think it's okay, and you will learn a lot that year, right? So don't be too afraid whenever things are very unstable, right? Because at the end of the day, the instability is coming from the external. Okay, now if you want me to give a little bit of like layering, of course, 2026 itself is and I'm going to be honest here, right? The 2026 is going to be quite challenging as well. So in a way, having the clash this and having 2026 together, yes, it gives us a different flavor, right? But then again, if it's just a matter of navigating it, right? And once you get through the year, it's going to be a super breakthrough year for you, right? So the year breaker, again, will potentially cause sudden shift, disruptions in projects if you do have. And then, of course, the obstacle stars will cause a lot of constant delay and slow progress, especially if you are working with timeline, if you are working with people, anything that has to do with timing related, certain sense of urgency, then yes, you may frequently feel like I want to go, but I'm okay. Now, Calamity Shah as well warns of unexpected mishaps or extreme stressful situation that will directly impact your work performances. So I would say in order for you to deal with the unstable situation here, the key word is be flexible. That's the keyword. Yeah, that's the keyword. Be as flexible as you can. If you're a very rigid person, if you're not open to ideas and you're not open to thinking for more ideas and explore and be creative, you are going to stuck at that situation, because when it is very unstable, it means that option A doesn't work, means you must go to option B. But the question is, are you prepared with an option B? Are you quick enough to figure out what is option B? Now, whenever option B doesn't work out along the way, do you have option C? Okay, so you need to be flexible, and this you need to take note first. Whatever you are doing, nothing is fixed. Nothing is fixed. Okay, right? Nothing is fixed means that whatever you are planning right now, please make it as versatile as possible. Please be prepared to be flexible. Don't like say I want to do this and it has to be this way. So that will activate the whole thing, because whenever you're trying to create certainty in a clash here, it's not going to work out. So my take is, when there is a clash, you initiate the clash first. It works much better than that, because you are already anticipating a surprise anyway. So make your plans with a lot of surprises. Only 1 year lah, it's okay one. Okay, so it's okay that way, right? And that being said, it will help you a lot, because rather than feeling trapped because got a prison star there, if you have already a mindset of being flexible, you should be fine, because you already preset that. So you have to already enter the year whereby you need to set that, oh, it's going to be a very flexible year. Whatever you're doing, nothing is fixed. So you have a goal, you have a mission, you have a vision, but you are open to certain changes as well. Be that way. Don't be so rigid. Okay, don't be so rigid. All right, that will help a lot in dealing with the disruptions. Now, the next one is financial and emotional drain. Financial and emotional drain, which I would see is the great consumer and the sky cry and sky sadness, all the very sad stars. So basically, this could be a direct hit or a direct risk to your resources. Okay, so it depends, on context again, because not everyone works dealing with a lot of resources, because sometimes say example, if you're working in terms of projects, or if you're working in terms of like budgets related stuff, you need a lot of support financially, you need a lot of like expenses. Probably this could indicate that there's a financial loss, or you will lose money. By the way, you need to spend extra to compensate things. Unexpected project expenditures, probably at workplace, you got to spend a lot of money for whatever reason, we also don't know. And simultaneously, together with the very sad stars, sky cry, sky sadness. Okay, meaning to say, usually at work you're not that emotional. Now suddenly you're very emotional. When I mean by emotional here, it's not being angry, because sky cry and sky sadness, right? It's more like emotional in a sad way. It's like suddenly you feel very victimized, those type. And it's like, 好惨 that kind of thing. Is like very pitiful, rather than just anger. It's gonna be like, you feel like you're a victim, you feel sad being there, you feel, yeah, literally feeling sad, and possibly even cry a lot. So probably even breakdown, emotionally breakdown, it's possible. Okay, so I would say that if you're sad, okay, just be sad. Okay, don't suppress your emotion. It's bad to suppress your emotions, but then again, be very aware that emotional sadness, okay, will lead to poor decision making. Okay. And possibly if you want to combine with great consumer, probably you'll make a very expensive decision that's going to lose a lot of money. Okay. So I think it's fine to have the emotional sadness stars around. I don't think it's entirely bad. But if you are very much aware of your emotions, how you feel, and how you make certain decisions, and if you're very professional, you have great boundaries, I think despite of being sad, you are still able to do the job. Okay, this is only possible if you are the type that don't draw boundaries, right? Meaning how you feel, you bring it to work. Okay, and that affect your other decisions, and that's not a nice decision. Okay, so just be very aware about that. Now the next one is about conflicts. So as you can see, flying blade. Okay, flying blades. So again, in the month pillar, risk of office politics. Office politics, guys, we don't like it, all right? Yeah, flying blade is like a knife on top there, flying, right? Flying. So you will cut. Okay, so office politics, disputes, rumors, all these things, right? It will also affect your reputation. Okay, reputation, right? So just be a little bit more aware of this whenever you are being dragged into certain form of politics. Please ignore small conflict, right? And I would say try. Okay, but don't forget you also have a lot of positive stars that you can use. Okay, so if it's possible, if you can smell the politic coming already, if you can smell that it's coming to you already, okay, try to minimize. Sometimes you cannot totally avoid it. Okay, try to minimize, and please know what kind of weapon you have on hand if you want to get into the war. Okay, so you don't try not to fight, without knowing what you have. It's very important. Okay, so just understand that. Okay, because sometimes I would say all these are unavoidable sometimes, right? Unavoidable. Okay. What else? Yeah, I forgot to mention the prison, did I? Right. So the prison is actually again feeling stuck. So if it's the month pillar, meaning feeling stuck and helpless in an action or a role, leading to stress or maybe bad performance. I've experienced one time being the prison before. I mean, not sure whether it's applicable to you, but maybe if you depend on whatever situation, sometimes when they offend people, have you seen like how the company like shove you out in a corner and like put you in a prison? Have you seen this before? Like they want to make you very uncomfortable. Yeah. So you probably are given a very like pointless role, or maybe you are pulled out in a project just to isolate you one side. So you feel very helpless. Sometimes I see that in the prison. Yeah, I see that in the prison before this. I don't know what year was it, but yeah, one of the effect of it was that like in there's this saying, right? They'll put you in a cold fridge. So you feel like helpless or stuck in whatever you're trying to do. Okay. So this is could be one of the effects. So whether how it affects you, it could affect you in many ways, but how severe it is depends on what are you already currently facing. Now, the good news is again, if you have already done very well and secure your position in 2025, because 2025 you have like the Emperor Star and everything, yeah, by the way. So technically you do have quite a bit of support. Yeah, you have already built a certain level. So these things comes in, probably it just attack you a little bit. It's like when you go and fight, you win a war, and then the next year probably you lose it, you get yourself injured. You be just that type. So you won't entirely like lay flat and get slaughtered by the army. So it's going to be this kind of year. That's why how well you actually do your 2025 is going to dictate your 2026. Okay, I've already said that many times since last year. I've already said that. Very, very important, because our history matters. How we end the year will shape how the year begins. Okay, because what's going to happen in the next year, it's always based on the baseline, right? So that's for the red. Okay, so I'm reading some questions here. There are some questions on saying, will does it mean that red in the year and month can mean job loss? Possible. Yeah, possible. Okay, possible, right? But then again, it's not, I don't want to scare you guys like that, but you need to see what have you done. Okay, what have you done to deserve that job loss? Not everyone deserves that job loss. If you haven't been doing anything since the past 2 years, right? Because the past 2 years was an extremely great year for the red. And if you haven't actually used it, in fact, you are just going downwards, right? And probably this year will be the time whereby you're going to get a hit. Okay, so yeah, it's possible. I actually seen that before as well. Okay. Okay, now what's next? Go back to the positive stars. Don't be so emo. Now let's find some solutions. Cannot be too sad all the time. Okay, now moving on to the positive stars. Having a month emptiness, having the month emptiness at work. Okay lah. So even though whatever that is happening, all the dramas and everything, at the end of the day, you have the month emptiness. Meaning to say, you have the capability to actually just pull yourself out from it. Yeah, pull yourself out from it. Okay, and put your space in a very DE, meaning to say, okay, all these things that you are encountering, whatever confusion, problems, or whatsoever, right? You can pull yourself out. So you make your mind empty. Now, making your mind empty doesn't mean that you're ignoring it, but it helps you to perhaps find some clarity, or you don't react to it. Now, there is certain side effects, because sometimes when you pull yourself out from it, okay, you do not want to face the problem. Okay, meaning you like being in that emptiness situation, and then you zen too much, you relax too much. It's like when somebody poke you, it's pain, but because you put yourself in, you zeroize yourself, you probably just ignore the pain, right? So don't be too extreme lah, I would say. So sometimes month emptiness, if it's done correctly, it's great. With discipline and with grounding, it's great. But if it's extreme, it's like escaping, right? So it's like you do not want to deal with it already. Okay, so it's not that great as well. So just be mindful that you have the capability to actually find clarity for whatever experiences that you're facing in your job or your challenges, that whatever you're facing. Okay, just do not jump into it. Do not be so reactive. The key is to stop being so impulsive, and don't snap yourself. Don't make too quick of a decision. Okay, just breathe. The key, just breathe. Okay, the next one is Imperial Advisor. Isn't it great? Okay, isn't it great? Right? So Imperial Advisor literally means you have support one, actually. So whatever challenges that you may face, right, or whatever changes that you may face, whatever that I described in the negative star early on, you actually have the capacity to find people who can advise you the right way. Now the question is, are you looking for them? Do you know them? Do you know how to ask? Okay, so these things is, again, you need to be more proactive. Now, like for all my clients, I also will tell you guys the same thing, that don't wait until the problem happens, because many times we always think that we only need advice whenever problem kicks in, especially when got this kind of clash. But the truth is, we always want advice before we get into the problem. Okay, so if you do have like people who can give you some advice, whatever changes that it's already going to happen, likely you'll be able to see right now. go and already start looking and seeking for advice. Yeah, don't try to play hero at this point in time. Okay, so this is the best way to actually use the imperial advisor. Ask before problems happen. Okay, again, the sky fortune is a blessed environment, makes it quite nice, harmonious environment, so that is okay, right? So in a way, despite of, you still have the capacity to actually make things pretty nice for yourself. Okay, the idea is, that's why I say this one is it's a mind over matter situation, because it's not that you don't have the positive star to shift to it. You do have the positive stars to actually use it. Okay, so you just need to shift it. So if your mindset is right, you'll be able to overcome all the negative stars, even though, yes, I'm not going to be sugarcoating it, the negative stars is a lot. Okay, but it's just a change. It's okay one. It's okay. Okay, just be comfortable with change, right? Now red at, I saw this red. If there's a month and day pillar both red, so both also will have this issue lah. Oh, okay, if month and day pillar also both red, so double impact lah basically. This one means your career part is also a lot of change, your relationship also. So yeah, so it's like in and out issue. This one more stress. So if you have more than just one red in your parcel chart, the answer is yes. Could you imagine all these things, but you double it in a different space? Okay, so yes, it does create a bit more like, your boiling point is a bit higher. Okay, my industry is changing. Okay, yes, I hope it's for the better, and I hope you're ready for it. Okay, now let's look into the insights for the day. Okay, for the day. So again, just now, Lichi, you were asking about the day, right? So I'm going to start off with the negative one first. Okay, all right. Okay, so having it in the red, having it in the day, having it in the day, the year breaker, blah blah blah. Okay, guys, repeat the same thing with me. Okay, not stable. Not stable. Okay, so this is like a repeated word that I'm going to use. So next time you see red, what it means not stable. Okay, that's the same word that's going to come out from me again. Not stable. Okay, instability. But instead now, because we are going into the day pillar, right? The day pillar represents something more internal. So it's not about the external side, meaning it's nothing to do with your job, nothing to do with your network, but rather it's inside your house. Because the day represents yourself, your spouse, and your health, your yourself, spouse, and health. Okay, so whenever there's a clash in here, likely it's very focused more into the emotional side and the relational side. Emotional and relational, right? So overall means you got to learn how to be stable inside. I think it's a bit more challenging lah, if you ask me, because dealing with external problem is one thing, because external problem means at least it's happening on the outside. You come home, you can still, be inside your house and you still fine. But I think having the day, it's a more internal thing. So that kind of instability that we're talking about, it's also from the internal. And imagine going home and having that kind of instability with your spouse. Now, this is when I say no spouse then good lah. No spouse then good. No spouse then probably health problems lah. Okay. Now, so again, not stable in terms of what? Okay, relational probably. Okay, so expect sudden disruption or shift in terms of your relationship. Okay, so probably little things, plans with your partner, okay, will change unexpectedly. Encounter minor but frequent miscommunications, and then leading to situations probably like the prison. The prison is feeling trapped in a relationship. Okay, feeling trapped in a relationship. So every time when it's happening, all this is how we're going to feel like. So we are trapped in a relationship. Now, if you personally are very more, again, the keyword here is being flexible and detached from it. Okay, means don't allow all these things to come and affect you personally. Don't take it too personal. I think it should be fine. And then instead of reacting emotionally, always take a few steps back. Okay, just learn how to meditate for 1 year a lot of times. Okay, probably will help you. Okay, so trust me, if you have done a lot of meditation in the past, this will help you. Okay, or maybe breathing will help you. Okay, so this is when all the homework will come into place, right? Having the calamity shah, great consumer, sky cry, sky sadness again, having in the day pillar, it will attack a lot. It will attack a lot of your well-being. I would say calamity Shah affects mostly on the physical health. Be very careful in terms of minor accidents, minor one, not so big, little cuts here and there. Emotional mishaps, okay, emotional mishap. Sky cry probably brings sadness, emotionally sad. You combine with great consumer, you are very sad and then you spend a lot of money. Okay, so probably this one means also spend on your spouse. Probably your spouse is also spending a lot of money. Okay, it's also possible. Okay, but my take is sometimes it's not that bad to have great consumer in the day, yeah, because I've also seen many times that great consumer in the day, right, they actually use the money to buy good memories with the relationship. So you improve your relationship as a result of, because you actually spend money, maybe go traveling or whatsoever, and you improve the relationship. So again, it's where and how you use the stars. Okay, it's where and how you use the stars. So yeah, just don't be emotional and then start buying handbags, I guess. So or maybe just use your spouse money to buy handbags also can, maybe. I don't know. All sorts of creative ways will happen. Or sometimes I change spouse possible. I've already seen a few couple. I mean, I'm not like I want to put up bad news or whatsoever, but I have already seen few couple broke up. And I hate this is because you know why? Every time whenever there's a rat and horse problem, right? A lot of relationship problems. You guys know why? In comparatively to other clashes. Because rat and horse is a peach blossom. Okay, rat and horse is a peach blossom, so most likely it's very emotional and most likely it's relationship problems. So in many of other clashes, right, that we observe, every time there's a peach blossom clash usually will lead more to relationship problems. Okay, so yeah, let's see divorce rate next year. Every time whenever we see a peach blossom year, right, usually is divorce very high on the rate. Yeah, it's quite normal. Actually, I've seen a few already, and all got rat and horse in the chart one. December month. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so again, by the way, I'm not saying that you have a rat means you get divorced or whatsoever. Yeah, but again, it depends on how well you have been managing your relationship all this while. If you haven't been managing your relationship well all this while, one day it would explode. And when is the day gonna be? When the day clash. Yeah, when the day clash. Okay, so always take care of relationship. Don't wait until whenever good time come only you start to take care of a relationship, and then that time bad times you cannot save anymore. So this is like a walking time bomb. Everyone will go through the clash moment, trust me, everyone will, and nobody will escape this, right? So everyone would have a chance to divorce one at the end of the day. Okay, so yeah, this is the thing, right? So sky cry leads to mood swings, blah blah blah. Okay, I already mentioned that. La la la. Okay, now let's look into flying blade. Flying blade, direct conflict, dispute, gossips. Okay, so probably start gossiping about your spouse to other people. Okay, that kind of things also possible. Okay, that kind of things also possible, right? So yeah, I would say I would be more concerned of having the rat in the day, health issues, and also relationship issues. All right, so if you're wondering what health issue, again, please look into your heart problems. If you generally have a very hot chart, please look into that. We always don't like it whenever the rat and horse, we're going to see more heart attacks issue. Okay, so just be more mindful with it, because literally it's a clash of the heart, literally, physically as well. Okay, so that's the health issue that I'm going to talk about. Okay, now let's look into the positive side of the day. So quite good one, also positive one we can play, right? So after looking at all the problems in the negative stars, how about the red at the day with all this? Quite good, right? Month emptiness. It may seem very pointless sometimes. Sorry, the day having the month emptiness. I think it's quite good. I think this is where one of the best location is. Month emptiness is at the day, because at the end of the day, the month emptiness is like an introspection star. So it goes inside. So don't you think it's nice that even if you have the clash, but you have the potential to actually sit down, introspect, introspect, go deep. Okay, so this is quite good, by the way. Okay, this is quite good. Okay, so looking inside to search for answer, right? It's quite good if you are looking in terms of personal development. Okay, but probably can be a little bit dangerous if you are dealing with relationship problem, because sometimes introspect too much in a relationship problem, you don't communicate. So even if you are trying to use the month emptiness, don't be extreme. Okay, make sure in a relationship perspective, communicate and let people know that, okay, you need the space, you need the time, you are actually reflecting. Otherwise it will create a lot of miscommunication, because the star is a lot of negative stars already, so it's very volatile. So even if you're trying to introspect, you're trying to give yourself space, make sure you're communicating that as well. Okay, so yeah, don't leave anything to chances. Basically try to be as gentle, diplomatic as possible whenever you're trying to deal with the rat. The next one is also the imperial advice. So imperial advice, probably we're looking at the stars that imperial advice is like a nobleman star, is the advisor. So probably your spouse can turn out to be a good mentor, a good friend, probably somebody who can advise you. Okay, so isn't that great? Great advice. The problem is you want to listen or not. Because sometimes I can tell you one thing, because when we are already having like so many negative stars, right? Sometimes this thing is like you just cannot listen anymore. And I'm speaking that out from experience, because we know that, right? So I would say just be very aware, try your very best to be aware. That is also the reason why, by the way, we are having like so many workshops, in order for us to like create that kind of ingrain to like, okay, this year you can do this year you can do this. So you would know that, okay, I can do this, and you focus. You don't forget the fact that you actually have an imperial advisor who's staying with you. Okay, and don't be angry with that person all the time. Right? So even though when it comes to relationship problems, probably your spouse will be able to give you a good advice. Okay, and listen to them. Okay, now the next one is emotional nourishment in sky fortune. Okay, sky fortune is quite a nice blessing. I like it being in a relationship, because even though and despite all the negative stars, right, sky fortune is very nice. It's very very warm kind, very supportive kind of energy. And if it's in the day, right, possibly you will feel emotionally support despite being very unstable, feeling not great, being this and that. So there is this potential for you to feel like you are still being supported. Okay, so I think that is also great. Then again, however, I would say that just don't be overly complacent. Okay, don't be overly complacent. Communicate all the time. Okay, don't, because that you feel great, it's nice, you neglect the other things, right? Because why? The negative stars is still very strong. So whatever you're trying to use for the day pillar, because it's for relationship, uh, just be a bit more gentle, communicate well on how you feel. Don't because it's nice then you don't do anything. It's not, because the negative stars is still there. Okay, because managing relationships are very different when managing relationships and managing work and career is very different. The nature is very different. So how we deal with it is very different. Okay, we need a bit of gentleness when it comes to that. Okay, so this is for the day. Now, let's go to the last one, which having the rat at the hour. So let me know if you have the rat in an hour. Okay, so again, all these things I'm going to repeat. What? Unstable. Okay, so basically the hour pillar, it's a bit, again, we are moving into, right? So basically from year, month, day, and hour, going into means the hour represents the internal, right? So it represents your mindset, it represents your mind, it represents your desires, your children, your staff, your investments. Okay, so having the negative stars, the clash in there, again, it affects the internal self. Okay, so unstable in what way? So now I would say possibly it's your investment. Now, if you do have any form of investment, please do look at it. Okay, please do look at it. So probably we are looking at certain long-term plans or maybe certain form of investments. You want to just take it out and just reflect at it, see what are the changes that you can actually make. Okay, again, whenever there's a clash, you initiate the change first. Don't come by surprise. That's very important. Okay, so things like you are in control of, example, your investment portfolios, please go look at it before it happens. Okay, don't take things for granted. Okay, and I'm also telling this to myself. Okay, it's always the case. Whenever clash happens, especially at the hour, we always take things for granted. Okay, right? So that you need to understand. What else? Calamity Shah, okay, adds a bit more of a risk and setbacks, especially you have certain form of new investment ventures. Okay, probably a new project, right? It's also possible your project with your children, your staff, whatsoever, having issues with them as well. Now, another one is having the prison. Now, the prison inside the hour, I wouldn't like it too much because the prison is already like trapped. Will you imagine how it feels like if you feel trapped within you? Very suffocating, very claustrophobic. Okay, so it's like you feel frustrated, being restricted, and being trapped with your own ideas, with what you want. Very frustrated. Okay, so everything is within your mind. Yes. Okay, so where is the solution? I think you probably can again make use of the month emptiness, if you ask me, meaning to say, now that you know there is potential for it, start planning how would you manage your mindset. Probably start already certain routine or lifestyle that will be able to help you to improve your mindset. Okay, this could help, by the way. At least if you're into the situation or into the problem, you don't linger inside the problem too long. So the idea is sometimes not is the solution is not always about like I want to avoid a situation. The situation is sometimes if I get to that situation, how can I pull myself out longer? Or if I get into the situation, how can I prevent myself from going any deeper? Sometimes the solution is that. Okay, so now that you know, what can you do in order for you to improve your mind? Okay, and get out from the feeling trapped idea. Now the next one is on great consumer. This one, great consumer in the hour, I tell you, this is I just got it like this year. The great consumer in your hour, guys, I tell you, everything will break down. So because the hour also represents your asset. Okay, so whatever asset, okay, you want to that is really old, please go and invest on a new thing. Say example, as simple as something that maybe something is too old, but you've been always wanting to go and change, but you lazy to change, you don't want to waste money. Guess what? Please use this year to go and spend and change money, change the damn thing, whatever it is. Probably you are also looking to buy a new house, invest in something new. Please go and do it. So having a great consumer in the hour probably is the best way to deal with it, because at least you can consciously use the money into certain form of investments, right? Unless you, if you don't do it, if you try to keep it, I tell you what happened. A lot of unexpected expenses one. Meaning to say you are not in control anymore. At least when you are in control of changing something and doing something, you are in control of doing it. So when you take that proactiveness to actually do it, you don't feel so pain, especially when you're spending money. Okay, so use it for that. Now the next one is sky cry. Okay, sky cry in the hour, not that great because emotional, right? So just have to learn how to manage it. Flying blade inside the hour, it could relate to a lot of self-doubt, mind related problem as well, possibly conflicts as well, because the hour does represent your staff, your children. Okay, your staff, your children as well. So conflict, dispute, I got right there, conflict, dispute, children, all these things, right? So it's possible. Okay, so relationship problems in with kids, your children and staff basically is an issue. Okay, now let's go at the positive side. Now a lot of things can be solved actually using the positive stars. Example, like the how we think about stuff and everything. Month emptiness is really really good. um and I like I said, month emptiness is quite good to retract, go deep, introspect. It is also possible if you have the rat in the hour. Not only that, the month emptiness can also be a good opportunity for you to reassess your investment portfolios, because the hour does represent certain form of investments. So month emptiness, you can use it like, okay, I want to reset because I have more clarity now. I want to look at my investment in a new lens. So this is also going to be quite helpful. Okay. Then again, okay, like I said here, beware getting lost in the dark. So sometimes it's like introspect too much already. Uh, Introspect too much already, and then yeah, you you don't know what to do. You get too deep on the inside. Okay, so yeah, just be more mindful with that. Having the imperial advisor is good in terms of investment because you got people to actually advise you. Probably it's a good time to actually seek for more advice in terms of your investments. Probably your advisor could be also your staff, because it represents your staff, right? Our So that is also usable. Now the next one is positive environment for wealth accumulation and long-term projects, the sky fortune. Okay, so you can actually play this. I would say the imperial advisor is generally quite good. I personally would use that. if I have the if I have the red, I'll personally use the imperial advisor a lot. um I think most importantly, whenever you're going through certain form of very unstable situations, it's always nice not to be alone in that journey, because there's always people who have already been through it. There's already people who knows better on how to manage things, and that is the imperial advisor. So I think if you focus at using that wisely, I think a lot of things can be solved. The question is whether you like to use it or not, or whether like some people, they are just not great at using or taking advice. Then this could be an issue. Okay, you wouldn't be able to use the positive stars. Now there's one very good question here. Great consumer in the year and month. What does it mean? I already explained. Okay, you probably can listen back, but generally it also means that spending for your environment, peer pressure to spend, probably related to budgets problem, probably making a loss for your company, all these things. Okay. In the day, mean excessive spending. Can it mean likely to be scam? Now, looking at the day, I don't think that is a scam. Where? Let's see. Where is it? Okay. I don't think it's a scam, because usually when it has a scam, it comes together with a thief star, a thief star, and usually it comes together like a situation where you're blur, you know. So it doesn't look like it's a scam, but it's more like you make wrong decisions and then you lose the money rather than people scam you or you've been targeted. It's not that, right? So yeah, it's a different type of loss of money. Scam is usually when we see, like, literally when you're blur, when there's a theft star and when there's a great consumer. Yeah, these three together probably look like a scam. But this one doesn't look like a scam. This one is literally because you're just super frustrated and you don't care about a lot of things. You just spend, or things just break down, or maybe things are so unstable. You just want to pay off certain things and you just have a mood to spend. Sometimes spending is like that one. You just need to have a mood. You know, the year whereby all my consumer star came out, because every time, because my chart works that way, my chart is always a back to back, having two animal star with less consumer and great consumer at the same time, because my animal stars are like back to back. So every year I would have, certain years I would have these two together. So every time when there's a consumer star comes in, right, you just feel like spending one. Yeah, I just feel like spending. Mm? So possibly this one is more emotional spend. Looking at the whole combination of things, it's the more emotional spend. Yeah, so it's not that people want to scam you. You probably decide that you want to spend that way. Scam is usually like whenever people target you or whatsoever. Okay? Yeah. Probably you can say scam also lah, because you fall for it, right? Because you're too emotional. But probably lah, but it's not like intentionally want to cheat you or as a thief. It's not that way. Just manage your emotions, I would say. Yeah. Okay. So that's very important. Or otherwise, just consciously use the money for something else. Personal development, I think, would be great. Then that will help a lot. Okay, that will help a lot. But great consumer, you having a great consumer, you do need to consciously decide where the money goes. Okay, decide where the money goes. Okay, now let's look at the conclusion of things, guys. So we're about to wrap up. Um, Now, if you just look at the red itself, um, generally I would put the career still okay. Reason why? Because got imperial advisor. So in terms of the job itself, there's still a lot of problems that you probably can solve. Of course, it's still going to be quite challenging, but problems can be solved because you do have that clarity. If you use the monthly emptiness, you do have the support from the sky fortune. You do have the nobleman. You do have the nobleman. Now, whether that career will make you into money or, investments wise, I would say unlikely. Literally, the reason why wealth is lower and relationship health is lower, wealth, is because there's a great consumer there. Okay, so I would say, don't worry about it. Money, just change your mindset with it. Money, there, you spend it. Make the money, spend it, enjoy. Okay, maybe it's just not a year to focus too much on money. Okay, relationship wise, it's also because generally it's a very stressful year for the relationship. I would also put it quite low. Health as well. Okay, health as well. So this one I would say overall probably one of the few bottom ones. Okay, now doesn't mean the outcome. I mean, in terms of opportunity, I'm measuring in terms of opportunity. Definitely the red is not one of the highest for the year. Okay, it's not one of the highest for the year. Okay, okay, nice. I'm looking a few here. Okay, okay. So yeah. Funny. Okay, good. Okay, right. So that's it, by the way, guys. So I hope for those of you who have the red, are you still feeling okay? Still okay lah. Okay. I don't think the red is the worst, honestly. Let me think. Yeah, probably not the worst. Again, every year we take turns, lah, right? Every year we take turns. Okay, every year we take turns. I would say as long as you focus at the right thing, I think it should be fine. Now, again, a reminder, you're watching this probably because you have a rat. Please pay attention, okay, at this month, December month. All right, pay attention at December month because probably December month will give you a little bit more of a bigger picture, right? Bigger picture on what's going to happen. Probably some misunderstandings can already start happening. I don't know. You need to see for yourself. Depending on where the rat is, I would say usually we will be more aware if the rat is at the month, at the year. If your rat is at the day and the hour, it's coming out a bit more subtle this month. Having it in the month and the year is a bit more obvious. Okay, it's a bit more obvious. Poor tiger. I don't want to give ranking lah, but tiger, yeah, tiger we did last week, right? Tiger is quite challenging, yeah. Tiger is quite challenging. Okay, so how is everyone? Are you okay? Those who are watching over from multiple places, read some posts. Yeah, water rats. Water rats is 人子. Yes, yes, yes. So yesterday is 人子, right? Okay, so 人子, if you have, so even the rats got multiple type of rats, right? There are six type of rats. Okay, so if you are a 人子, which is a water rat, we call that the 翻印. Okay, okay, we call it the 翻印. Now there's also another type of 翻印, yeah. 翻印 out and 翻印 in. So another rat that you also need to be careful is the metal rat. Yeah, 庚子, because the metal is also in a clash relationship with the fire horse. The water is also in a clash relationship with the fire horse. So 庚子 and 壬子. Yeah, but generally, I think 庚子, at least you still got water, you know. Because the year is so hot, unless your chart is very weak in water, then be problem. But generally, if your chart is a bit cold in 2026, because the whole year is going to be very hot. So if your chart is a bit cold, have more water, is still okay compared to hot chart. This is the positive side about it. Yeah, but generally, yes, 庚子 and 壬子. Okay, 庚子 壬子. Yeah, 翻印, heaven and earth clash. So you need to see. It is the day, right? You got to be very careful with your health. Yeah, very careful with your health. All right, because comparatively to all the kind of clash, this clash is quite popular for relationship problem and health problems. Because the nature of fire and water, that's why they are so extreme. It's just the nature of things, right? Just the nature of things. Okay, maybe there's a lot more to say because there are so many angles to see it. Just need to find the right angle for it. Yeah, but yes. Okay, so if you want to know, so 壬子庚子. Okay, 翻印. Okay, now, okay, so I guess that's it. All right, so before I complete, okay, just to show my cat is here. He wants to be part of the live. Now just to show you guys. Okay, guys, if you are interested, again, don't forget to follow us. Ooh, nice baby. If you don't forget to follow us in terms of Telegram, you get more direct insights. Okay, you get more direct insights. We also have like more updates time to time in our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And of course, if you haven't already, check us out. We have the Chinese astrology webinar, which is this year. I call it the Ring of Fire for the Fire Horse year, which I'm going to be teaching for the 2 days. And exactly today is the 10th. We are 1 month away from it. Okay, so feel free to join us. Okay, currently it's still on early bird, and we are going to be closing the early bird by end of the month. All right, and also if you want a more personalized session, you want something more, you are lazy to go and see by yourself, you want something more related to your direct context, feel free to explore our one-to-one session. So our one-to-one session would have 八字 feng shui qi men together. So I'll be using that if you want to get your 2026 booking. We want to know what's your strategy, your plan. Yes, we'll be combining all together. So for 2026 reading, it's not limited to just 八字. It's also together with Human Destiny. Feng Shui as well. This year, I'm having it online. And of course, our new feature is the tarot. Okay, it's the tarot one. Okay, so if you're interested to get both strategic and intuition and spiritual insights, we all have it for you. What's next? Okay, what's next? Now, oh yes, of course, get your free ebook. Okay, so inside there's more insight in terms of all the 12 animal signs, more direct insights as well. So there are different angles. You can actually look at it, check it out yourself. Of course, the last but not the least, okay, last but not the least, Christmas Aroma Manifest with us. This is going to be our last event for the year of 2025. Now, honestly, I wanted to do one more event before we call it the year, but I don't have the power and strength anymore. So the last event going to be on the 21st of December. It's a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are going to be at Asleep Library in Star Hill, KL. And there is this event which is called Aroma Manifest with us. So if you're interested in terms of doing vision board manifestation, we are collaborating with our partners from BEM & Co. To do this year-end closing and celebrate the Christmas. Okay, so this is going to be our year-end event, and for that, I think more event is coming out soon, but it's on 2026. Okay, with that, guys, thank you very much for those who wish to book us or join us. Please do check out our link. If you have our Telegram already, you check out our posts everywhere. You can see all the links, and later we're going to be updating this video link as well. Okay, this video link as well. How to book, you can click on the link. We will share with you the link. Join in the webinar. Yes, Guzman, I've seen your name. Okay, don't worry, cannot faint, don't faint yet. You can do this. The year haven't started, you can do this. 壬子 in year, health problems. Okay, 壬子 in year is not likely to be health problems because it's a year pillar. However, it's a heaven and earth clash, right? So likely environment change, yeah. Okay, likely environment change. Okay, likely environment change. Okay, so I wouldn't be too worried about the health issue if it's in the year pillar. All right, in the year pillar. So this one is mostly environmental change. Okay, right, guys, thank you very much for staying. Thank you very much for staying in. I hope you enjoy our session. And if you feel that you really enjoy this, again, don't forget to engage with our comments. Don't forget to engage in our live, so that you'll be able to get like instant notification. Yeah. Okay, you can get that. Right. The problem is now is like, sometimes even if we try to do ads also, right, you'll never get the ad. You don't see it. You don't see the ads nowadays. So just engage with us. Don't forget, you like this, feel free to share, like, all the cute emojis, all, click, then you will get more of what we have. Okay. So I can't, in a way, right, I really cannot wait for next year because we do have a lot of things to plan and a lot of changes. At the same time, it's going to be very exciting and scary too. What do you mean by heaven and earth clash? Heaven and earth clash, it means the heavenly stem and the earthly branch. In short, that is called fan yin. Okay? Heavenly stem clash and earthly branch clash is called the heaven and earth clash. Okay? I hope you get it. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you again next week with the next animal sign. Bye. No more questions.